Hi, I'm Itapukui and welcome to the place to be reviews. This video I'm going to be talking about an article in the MarySue.com by Chelsea Steiner. Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie will be the first LGBTQ plus Marvel hero, and it's about damn time. The new king of Asgard is looking for her queen. Yeah, so Tessa Thompson is just... This is the way Phase 4 is going to go. After 23 films and over a decade of content, Marvel is finally giving us an LGBTQ plus hero in the MCU. Kevin Feige, CEO, announced that Valkyrie, played by Tessa Thompson, would be canonically queer in the upcoming Thor: Love and Thunder. It's an exciting development, especially after a queer scene featuring Valkyrie in Thor Ragnarok was left on the cutting room floor. Thompson, who herself is openly bisexual, has long championed the character's bisexuality. So, if that's a thing, I don't know if it is in the comics. Like I said, I don't know, and I've heard about the omitted scene that was left on the cutting room floor from Ragnarok. But there was also, like I said, that moment between her and Thor when they both popped up in the jet at the same time. They're face to face. Kind of teased that, but it didn't. Like I said, it didn't really matter to me either way. I just thought they were both cool characters. As far as now goes, like the fact that this has all got to come to the forefront, she wasn't really saying this until Brie Larson kind of opened that door with everything she did in the lead up to Captain Marvel. So I don't, and she's directly like off the tree of Brie Larson. Seems like. She's buying, yes, she cares very little about what men think about her. What a joy to play. That's a tweet from Tessa Thompson. In response to Mothra Defense Squad, Valkyrie in the comics is a big old lesbian, so I doubt she would give your opinion any thought. That was in response to somebody who obviously questioned this decision. During the epic Marvel Hall H panel, she told audiences that Valkyrie, who was named King of Asgard, New Asgard by Thor in the final moments of Avengers Endgame, has her sights set on finding a partner. As new king, she needs to find her queen. That will be her first order of business. She has some ideas. Keep you posted. So as new king of Asgard, she doesn't want to establish her rapport with the people, further than it already is. As new leader, kind of give them an idea of what her regime will be like. None of that. We have to find a queen first. This is not how this works. Feige confirmed the character's queerness after the panel, saying the answer is yes. How that impacts the story remains to be seen with that level of representation. There's that word, representation, you'll see across our films, not just in Thor 4. It's obviously an exciting development in the MCU for queer fans who have longed to see themselves portrayed in the MCU. I have no problem with that, but like I said, just don't make this the forefront. Like, this isn't the biggest thing about the movie, is the fact that she happens to be LGBTQ XYZ. It's, what kind of character is she? How does it play into the story? Does it play into the story? The protagonist, antagonist. It's been a long and frustrating road, as Marvel has had many close calls with LGBTQ characters. There was a disappointing Valkyrie omission in Ragnarok, as well as a cutscene in Black Panther that hinted at Koyo Denai Guerrera's flirtation with Io, Florence Kasumba, a member of the Dora Milaje. Finally, there was that brief moment in Avengers Endgame where director Joe Russo played a gay member of Steve Rogers' post-snap trauma support group. I had no issue with that scene. It was like he was, humanizing a ancillary character, just showing the effects that it had on the normal members of society as well as our heroes. The scene featured Russo's character talking about going on a date with another man, only for the date to end in tears after they both discussed losing loved ones in the snap. It's a fine scene, but the Russos and Marvel made a huge deal out of it, congratulating themselves for the barest minimum of representation in a way that turned off a lot of fans there. See, representation. Representation ahead of story, representation ahead of character development, representation ahead of this and that. Everything important to the story. We're playing SJW bingo right now. In addition to Valkyrie, Feige also confirmed that the Eternals would have a queer character. Okay, so this movie comes out in 1 year and 4 months. You haven't even started Principal yet, and you're worried about a queer character. That's the forefront of your marketing for this story. It was previously reported that Marvel is casting a gay Asian male lead, although that role has yet to be cast and no announcements were made regarding the character at SDCC. With Phase 4 now unveiled, we're looking forward to a more diverse and inclusive MCU than we've ever seen before. It's a Comic-Con miracle. My diversity, my representation. What do you think of Valkyrie as the first LGBTQ plus hero? And more importantly, who should be her queen? Jane Foster? Captain Meh? Someone we haven't met yet? Let us know in the comments. And then, I love it, that Mary Sue has a strict comment policy that forbids but is not limited to personal insults toward anyone, hate speech, and trolling. So basically, anything that they deem an opinion that they don't like, they'll just strike from the comments. Trolling outside of that, if somebody tries to make a legitimate argument against it, I've seen it. So this is ridiculous. This is absolute garbage tier journalism. Of course, I'm on the marysue.com. What do I expect? Nothing less. Nothing less. Tessa Thompson is virtually a nobody outside of this franchise. She really is a nobody. Men in Black International with her and Chris Hemsworth bombed. The moment at Comic-Con with Hemsworth, Natalie Portman, and her was cringy. And we'll be talking about that more in another video about Natalie Portman and the female Thor. But stay tuned. There's a lot more coming up from the channel and the podcast. We're recording episode 45 this evening on Anchor. That'll be streaming Anchor, iTunes, and Spotify. We'll be back tomorrow night at about 8:30 p.m. for a brief hour-and-a-half stream with the panel. So far we have myself, Monica, and some guests to be named. So stay tuned. There's more to come from the Place to Be reviews. Eat Up Queen's a Place to Be reviews on YouTube. Everywhere else, there are Place to Be reviews. Facebook. Go like our page. Twitter, you can follow us. And Instagram. So with that said, have a great day and a pleasant tomorrow.